Good morning, guys. Today I'm going to talk about why I think it's still important to shoot those iconic locations. Now, what I mean by iconic locations are those shots you see time and time again. When you think of a place, you think of the image that's been taken, and you think that's an amazing image, and sometimes you might think, why would I go there? Why would I get that image? And in this video, I'm going to explain why I feel it's still important to capture those images. So I'm here in Staithes in North Yorkshire, and I've been to this location several times before, and I've shot this iconic composition several times in the past. Now I know what it's like. You're going to go to a location and you may look on Flickr or on Facebook, on Instagram, and you see the same shot time and time again, and you look at them and go, wow, that's absolutely amazing, I'm not going to be able to better that, and you might put yourself off. I say go and do the shot anyway. Have it in your mind, the shot you're going to get, use the inspiration and go and capture that shot. Now, the reason I say this is that shot that you saw wasn't the first shot that was ever taken in that location. Chances are it's the 1 millionth shot, and it still stood out for you and you still thought it was fantastic. And that's just the thing. Even though you're shooting the same scene, so much changes on a minute by minute basis. The conditions are constantly changing. The cloud cover, the sun, the light, the fog, the sea fret, it all changes every time you go. If you're doing a seascape, the tide changes. The scene that you're shooting changes because the tide comes in and comes out, and it changes that scene year by year. So always go out and shoot those locations. Now, as I say before, I've shot this location several times in the past, and I've shot it at sunrise and I've shot it at sunset, and they both provided equally amazing opportunities. With the sunset, when it's dark, you get all the lights of the houses leading in, and you can also get some nice light trails if a car goes past. And on a sunrise, you get the sun rising directly over the Staithes village. Okay, so this morning I had it in mind exactly where I was going to go. I knew I was going to shoot at Staithes. I've been down at Brunswick Bay and I wanted to get one Staithes shot in the bag on this trip. I set my alarm for 4:20 in the morning, which is ridiculously early. And when my son woke up at 2 AM scared of the place that we're staying in and wanted to come out of bed, and I couldn't get back to sleep, I was very, very tempted just to stay in bed and turn off the alarm and not come out this morning. And that's kind of what got me thinking of this theme, because I thought, well, I've done this shot before, it's an iconic location, you know, I'm not going to miss anything. I thought, no, I'm going to come out, I'm going to do it, because I'm going to get a different shot to what everyone else has had. Compositionally wise, it may be exactly the same, but they won't have the clouds, they won't have the sky, and they won't have the same anything which I've got today. So I didn't get back to sleep. You know what's like, once your brain wakes up, it's like, pow, idea after idea, what you're going to do. So yeah, I planned this video out, and I woke up. I actually woke up early, just turned my alarm off. Did a little bit of 4 AM sensor cleaning. If you're a beginner or if you're not comfortable cleaning your sensor, I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to recommend it for you. Take your camera to a reputable place and get the sensor cleaned. It costs about £30, but if you are feeling adventurous, the kits cost about £10 on Amazon. It's a little swab. Put the cleaning fluid on and gently, like you're tickling someone with a feather, just gently wipe across the sensor. And that's all it takes. That's all they do. They just gently get that dust off. So I've cleaned both my cameras this morning at 4 AM and now I'm out. So I left the cottage I'm at, and I'm staying at Brunswick Bay, and as I was walking to the car, it was just really, sea fret. And I thought, you know what, this might not be good for Staithes village, because if it's covered in fog, if it's covered in fret, we're not going to see much. I thought Brunswick Bay itself has this nice jetty leading out, and you can see the cliffs on the right hand side. It might make a good misty, moody scene. But I'm one of these people, I'm quick to make my mind up and it's slow to change it. So I was like, no, I'm going to my original location, I'm going to do what I set out to do, and off I went. And it was just fog and mist all the way here. And I was like, oh, it's either going to be really moody, or it's going to be really hazy and flat, I'm going to get nothing. But I didn't really mind because I knew I'd get something different. And the scene that we've got right now, it's quite flat. The sun hasn't came up yet, it's only about 5:30, so the sun's not due up for about another hour. Sometimes you get a nice bit of colour in the sky at this time. It hasn't happened yet, there's a little bit of red behind me. It's just a haze, and it is very hazy. The scene is quite flat. Some of the lights on the village houses are on, so I have taken a shot as soon as I got here. So we can take a look at that shot now. So the plan for this morning is just to wait for the sun to come up and hopefully get that different shot that I haven't had before. And it will be different because it's almost impossible to get exactly the same conditions each time. You sometimes have to adapt your post-processing for the conditions, and sometimes you have to scrap the composition you're going to do completely and get more intimate or think of something else. I am going to stick with the original composition. I think there's still an opportunity here. Even if it's going to be a hazy sunrise, it's still going to be something different, and it's still going to be something to show. So I'm going to run you through my setup. What I'm using at the moment is my Nikon D750 and my 24-70 lens. Now I was going to use the 7200 with a Tokina 11-16 lens to get a really wide scene, but when I thought I'd try it with a 24-70 just to test, and it covers exactly what I want to cover, so there's no need to go any wider. I think I'm good with that. Basically, if you're using a crop sensor, I think anything around 16-17mm would suit the scene fantastic. And if you have got wider, you can open it up and get the wider scene in. The village itself stretches along to the right, so you can get more houses in. I've even taken a pano in the past. It didn't stitch together too well. You could see some of the stitch marks down the houses, but if you can get that, then it's worthwhile doing. So I'm actually quite cold, waiting for the sun to come up, and there's no light as of yet. It's just a case of waiting, seeing if anything changes, and then taking that shot. Now in most of my videos, I'll take more than one image. I'll do more than one composition, and I'll just work the scene. But with this location, it is the iconic shot. I've come here to get that, and that's exactly what I'm going to take. And as I say, there's nothing wrong with getting the iconic shot. I guess another important thing to remember when you shoot in those iconic locations is to always prepare for failure. You might not get that shot that you saw online. You might not better the last shot you got before, but it's about getting out, getting on the scene and just taking that shot. I mean, I got up at 4 AM and as you can see behind me, it's misty. I'm not going to get a portfolio shot. I might not even get a shot that I'm at all pleased with, but I'm out, I'm shooting the iconic location. It could have been a fantastic sunrise, it could have been clear skies, it could have been anything. It could have been that one shot of that iconic location that everyone looks at and goes, wow, I want to visit that place. I want to capture that moody sky, I want to capture the light on the sunrise, I want to capture just everything about that shot. So prepare to fail, prepare not to get what you came for, but also be hopeful that you're going to get that amazing shot that you're happy with. There's nothing stopping you getting up and going out and shooting that one location. Now I'm based in Northumberland and there are so many iconic locations around me. There are so many castles and lighthouses and trees that people shoot time and time again. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a couple of those iconic locations that I've shot once or twice where I feel as though I'm really glad I went at that time and took that image and didn't just think, well, someone's already got it, I'll not bother. So here's those images now. I hope you enjoy them. I don't know if you can see behind me, but the fog is really coming in. It's strange because it's probably sea fret, so it's coming in from this side, but it feels like it's coming in from here as well, so it must be kind of getting brought around. I know when I was on the road up there it was really bad and it seems quite clear here, but it is coming in, it's thickening up, and it's really going to make an interesting shot, if a shot at all. I don't know what we're going to get. I'm still hopeful that when the sun comes up something magical is going to happen, and if it doesn't, I've came out of this iconic location. And that's what landscape photography is all about. It's getting out, it's just getting the fresh air, it's just going and seeing it firsthand and then taking that photograph. Landscape photography is just something to enjoy. If you're passionate about landscape photography, the weather doesn't really matter. You know, you get out and you take those images and you just get out in nature, and that's the best part of it. You know, I can hear the sea, I can hear the seagulls behind me. It's all absolutely amazing. So settings wise for this shot, I'm shooting at f9. The reason I'm doing that is the scene itself, although it does go out, there isn't much depth because there's no real foreground interest. So I'm just shooting the scene at the distance, and f9 should cover that sharp absolutely fine. I'm using ISO 100 because I'm on a tripod and I don't need to ramp the ISO to get a faster shutter speed. And I'm basically just working the shutter speed to the light as it changes. Now I'm using the meter inside the camera, and what I do, I look for the viewfinder and you can see the line where it says if it's dead on, overexposed or underexposed. Now I tend to underexpose slightly, and that's so you don't blow out the sky, and it's also because it's easier to pull back any of the shadows than it is to bring down the light, especially if you've blown those highlights. So I just underexpose so you stop. There's 3 notches on that meter just to get the scene so I know I can pull it to where I want it in post-production. Now the sea fret is really coming in right now. There's not much of a scene here. I'll turn the camera around so you can see. So that's so misty. The sun still hasn't come up. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to stay here till after sunrise, and then I'm going to go back and we're going to get packed up because we're leaving today, so we're going to get packed up, and then I'm actually going to come down here, have a wander around with my family before heading back off home in Northumberland. So the sun's come up and the fog is really rolling in now, and it is rolling in from this side, so it must have come round and it's coming through Staithes village. As the sun came up, it was diffused, so you could get an image of all the haze and the orange sun and a little bit of the glow. Now it may make an interesting image. It's certainly not an award winner, but it's certainly telling the story of today, of me shooting this iconic landscape image. I guess the good thing about the weather conditions being the way they are today, I'm definitely going to come back again, and I'll come back for a sunset and I'll come back for a sunrise, and you know what, even if I get the best shot ever, I'll probably even come back again because I'll get a different shot each time, and each shot tells a story. I mean, imagine this place in the winter when it's covered in snow, or in a moody skies coming in across the ocean. It tells a million different stories, so never get put off. If you're looking at landscape photography images and you think, I'm not going to shoot that because it's the iconic, go out and get that iconic shot, because somebody else may look at your image and they may think, wow, that's amazing, and they might get inspired. And above all else, shoot for you. You've then got that image for yourself and you're not looking at somebody else's, and that's so much better than having to rely on the internet when you can just open up your own collection and say, I took that shot. Okay, so it's only one composition today and the fog is really rolling in, so before long there's going to be nothing to shoot at all. So I'm going to wrap it up here. So I hope this video has been interesting and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a like and a comment below. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and also click that bell to be notified when my next video comes out. And until next time, I'll see you later.